The generator stopped working with a loud metallic sound. Arthur stood on the porch in the heavy rain. Inside the house, his oxygen concentrator beeped once and shut off. The machine kept his lungs functioning, and the backup battery indicated only 4 hours of power remaining. The mudslide had already blocked the main road hours ago, cutting off Kalawao County entirely. Arthur had no way out. A pair of headlights appeared through the trees as a truck drove down the damaged track toward his house. 30 years earlier, Arthur managed an investment fund in Honolulu. When the fund began to lose money, he used his client's life savings to cover the losses, including all the money belonging to David's older brother. After the fund collapsed, Arthur fled with the remaining cash and hid on the isolated peninsula. He spent 30 decades living in isolation, believing that if anyone from his past ever located him, it would be to seek legal action or violent revenge. The truck stopped in the mud. David got out of the vehicle. He did not look angry. He looked exhausted as he unloaded a heavy backup generator from the truck bed. Arthur remained on the porch. David dragged the machine up the steps. "The doctor said your area lost power," David said over the sound of the rain. He immediately began connecting the cables to Arthur's house utility box. Arthur argued, "I didn't ask for your help, David. Not after what happened." David stopped and looked at him. "I brought a generator. Plug it in before your battery dies." For the next 3 hours, they sat in the kitchen while the generator ran outside. Arthur expected David to demand his money back or express anger, but David only spoke about general topics like the weather, changes on the island, and how his brother had died 5 years ago without holding a grudge. Arthur found the lack of conflict difficult to process after years of preparing for a confrontation. At midnight, the wind tore a piece of corrugated iron off the roof. The pressure shattered the kitchen window, sending glass across the room. A piece of glass cut David's arm, causing significant bleeding. Arthur grabbed his medical kit, his hands shaking as he tried to stop the bleeding. "Why are you helping me, Arthur? I ruined your family." David looked at him steadily. "Holding on to anger didn't fix anything, Arthur. It just kept us both stuck in the past. I didn't come to punish you. Fix the cut so we can finish this." Arthur had to choose between his pride, which would mean rejecting the help and continuing his isolation, or accepting the forgiveness and assisting the man who had saved his life. Arthur applied pressure to the bandage and completed the dressing. The storm cleared by morning. The sky was clear, and the stray dog was out on the porch. The kitchen window was repaired with a piece of plywood. David was asleep on the cot with his arm bandaged. Arthur sat on the porch steps with the generator running steadily in the yard. He looked at his hands, realizing he no longer had to live under the weight of his past actions. The debt could not be repaid, but it was no longer dictating his life. Arthur sat in the sun, finally ready to live openly. If this story showed you the real power of moving past old mistakes, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and share it. And be honest, have you ever had to accept help from someone you wronged? Let me know in the comments.